Hey everybody, what's up? Greg Gordon here from Pyramind, and I'm here with JJ today. What's up, JJ?
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm great.
Super psyched to have you here today.
Yeah, me too.
This is
Good
great.
To be back.
It's great to have you back. You're a former instructor here at Pyramind.
Yeah.
We were sad to lose you. You moved down to LA.
I'm in LA now.
Uh-huh.
I'm missing the students and everything here,
yeah.
but I'm enjoying the new studio and the good weather and everything. So.
Yeah. I'm also happy to be talking about this remix that we're going to talk about today.
Yep.
It's been a real pleasure to be able to collaborate with you on a project like this. This is a song I originally wrote and produced called Hold On. And so now we get to talk with you about your remix of Hold On and your totally different approach to it. And this is totally JJ style.
Yeah.
Which is really what I wanted because I knew this track would make a cool house track.
Yeah, so basically the first step was just sort of getting this stuff, getting this stuff going. And then, so at the end of the day, like the parts, once they were kind of sped up, was I had your song, but at this tempo, and this is what we had, right? So then I just started building around that. But the first thing I did was I really want to work on like this groove. So I just muted all the vocals, and then I started to build the drums and things with just the musical elements. So I kind of started off with this just to get a groove going, working with the musical parts that were there already.
Yeah, turn the volume down so it doesn't blast out. Yeah. So, I mean, there's a couple cool things that I'm hearing that you kept from the original, that string, that Erie string pad part.
Yeah,
right?
and I actually used that a couple of times. So in here, I ended up like editing this to extend this part, and then threw it in over here and edited it and faded it together, make it do some stuff, and used a few other bits of it. But
that's the string part you're hearing in the background there. Yeah. I think that's my original co-writer on this track. Shout out to you, Tony Fader. That was his pad that he laid in there, that original string part. So it's cool to see you kept that in there.
Yeah. And so one of the things that I ended up doing too was to help carry it through is I duplicated up some of the vocals that were happening. The second thing that I started to do a long time ago, which came out of like client-based work, basically I record the mix on a separate audio track. So if we look here, I've got this master bus, sort of the input here is called master bus, and all the tracks are routed to this master bus. And this master bus is just an audio track. It starts as just an auxiliary track. In my session. In fact, it's here. It's just hidden because I'm not using it anymore. But there's always a master bus. Yeah. So it's here, and it starts as like just an aux track to route everything through it, and then I convert that to an audio track, and then I record my mix on that audio track, and at the same time for here, I built my mastering chain on that audio track. So it's still within the same session, but what I end up with, and this is where it becomes really dope, is revisions. So, and like I said, it came out of dealing with like clients, right? So if I take the input monitor off, I'm listening to this mix only, right? It's just this, there's nothing else. Right? None of these tracks are like, it's that output. But I can compare between the versions 1 and 2, which in this session I prepped for us, I only left this main playlist, but this is version 3, and this playlist
so you'd have multiple playlists.
Exactly. So I can actually switch through. Yeah. If a client calls and goes, oh, I want the vocals raised a half a dB and takes, gives me 5 notes, and I start to work, and then I get a little bit lost and I do shit, whatever, then I wonder, what did I do now? Like, did I do things that maybe are making this good or bad, or, did I make sure and stay true to the original? I can, flip back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great.
So I can check my revisions and make sure that I made it better, that I moved it forward, and that's a really good way. It's very difficult to be able to analyze that clicking in iTunes or even listening in the car. But right here, looping up a section and going, okay, yeah, I was supposed to change that by a dB, switch, that's where it was, here it is now, and make sure that that change, adjustment, whatever, revision was accurate, not too much, That's the other key thing, is sometimes it's like, oh, the bass is too loud. So revision 2, oh shit, the bass is too low, right? So this helps avoid some of that, because it's like, I want to bring the bass down a little, cool, bring it down, then go back and forth and go, nah, maybe that's too much, and sort of meet in the middle, whatever, you know. So anyway, that's those two things, doing the mix and the dub in the same session, and then recording those mixes in on audio tracks with revisions helps me track them and know each step is moving it forward, you know, and all of that.
If you're an aspiring music producer and ready to evolve your sound, find out more about our San Francisco ground campus, online classes, and one-on-one mentorships at Pyramind.com.